Welcome to another Critique by Kids training video. This is editing and submitting your review. When you're ready to edit your video review, you're going to need all the video footage and still pictures from your review appointment. You'll also need any brochures and notes that you have with information on the business, such as hours and pricing. You'll also need your review checklist, computer with editing software, any extra editing tools such as a microphone for voiceover work, and I strongly suggest voiceover. I have found that when I go to do a review in different businesses, it can get very loud, it could be echoey, and the sound quality is just not that great. So you want to make sure to, in most cases, do your voiceover work. If you would like to have music in your video review, make sure that it is royalty-free music and not third-party owned music. You can go to incompetech.com to find free royalty-free music. It's a great resource. When I begin an editing project, I like to review the video footage and plan how I want to present my review. Make sure that you are familiar with the editing software that you have on your computer. YouTube and also our daily growing blog are great resources. I have provided 2 helpful tutorial videos listed here to help you get started. One for Windows Movie Maker and the other for iMovie. If you have a different editing software program, then you can go to YouTube and find other tutorial videos that will be specific to your program. Make sure you keep your video review within 5 minutes. And also, if you upload your video to our website before our relaunch date of June 1st, 2015, the file size will need to be within 100 megabytes. So what I typically do, because that's pretty small, what I typically do is I will upload my video review to YouTube first because they automatically will reduce the file size. And I list it on YouTube as unlisted. And then I know it's kind of a pain, but I will then download the video from YouTube onto my computer and I will upload it onto Critique by Kids. After June 1st, we will have the ability to reduce the file size on our site, so you won't have to worry about it after June 1st. But if it is before June 1st, make sure that you have a smaller file size. And finally, when getting started, determine if you will be using voiceover and/or music in your video review, and have the necessary tools available. Be honest when creating your review and give details of your experience. Present the review in a respectful manner. There will be times where you find things that you don't like about the business that you're reviewing. And if it's a negative situation, it's okay to talk about it in your review, but make sure that you do it in a respectful way. You don't want to slam the business or be really hard on them, because we're using this as even a consulting opportunity for them to let them know what children think and what consumers think about their business, and we want to help them. We don't want to tear them apart. You can include hours and pricing in your review, but it's not required. Be aware of picture and sound quality and make adjustments when needed. This is so important, and if your video review is uploaded with poor picture quality or sound quality, it will be flagged and removed and you will not get paid for the review. Be creative and informative. Remember, create something people will want to watch. Stick to Critique by Kids standards: no profanity, drug or alcohol use, sexual material, etc. This is also very important, extremely important, I would say, because if you upload it with any of the violations to the Critique by Kids standards, your video will be removed immediately and you will not get paid for that review. In fact, if you break this rule, then you can no longer be a Kid Critic family. You can still remain as a member, but you cannot be a Kid Critic family. It's always a great idea to preview your review before you submit it. Let's go over the different types of reviews. The first one is the practice review, and this is made during the Kid Critic certification process. You do not get paid for these reviews, and they can be done as a Critique by Kids social media promo video. You can go to your school, homeschool group, or other fundraiser that you're connected with and do a free review for them. You can go to your favorite park and do a review, or you can go to a nonprofit organization as long as they have free entry or service. And you can do a review. You will have to get permission in order to do that, permission by the nonprofit organization representative. And if you live close to a beach, that would be amazing to do a review at your favorite beach. The second type of review is the locally owned business. These are businesses with 5 or less locations, so it does not have to be within your specific living area. You can do a review of a locally owned business that is located in some other place in the country where you are traveling on vacation. These reviews are mostly set up by our Kid Critic families, although the Critique by Kids staff does set up appointments for review with some locally owned businesses. But we typically tend to focus more on the chain businesses, and that leads us to number 3, the chain business reviews. These are businesses with more than 5 locations. And so the Critique by Kids staff will focus on setting up those appointments for our Kid Critic families and make them available to be claimed on our website. When you're ready to submit your review onto our website, you will need your final edited review, an outside picture of the reviewed business, and you are required to give the following information on the reviewed business. You need to have your full name, the email address you used when you logged into critiquebykids.com, the name of the business, their street address, city, state, and zip code, their business phone number, and the business website URL. When you have gathered everything that you need and you begin to upload your review onto critiquebykids.com, make sure that you create a file name that will help us identify you as the creator. So maybe you could use something like your last name. In my case, it would be Kukla, and then hyphen the business name. Let's just say Olive Garden at WMV. When editing your video, please put our URL, critiquebykids.com, in one of the bottom corners, and this can be displayed either every 30 seconds so it could come on and off, or it could remain in the corner for the duration of your video, and this helps protect Critique by Kids copyright on that video. This is definitely a requirement, so please become familiar with how to add just that URL overlay onto your video. And it's typically done by adding just a title on track 1. You can add a title overlay onto your video. Something like this is perfect. You just need something simple in the bottom, say, right-hand corner of your video. The last little bit of information that you're going to need when uploading your video review is that the only image formats that we accept at this time are JPG, PNF, and GIF. Now, if you have something else and you would like us to include it, just email us and we can include that. The only video formats that we accept at this time are FLV, MP4, and WMV. This concludes our training on editing and uploading your video review. If you have any additional questions, you can check out our daily growing blog located on the public portion of our website, or you can email us at info@critiquebykids.com.